Experience is not the best teacher. But we hear it all the time. In fact, I used to say experience is the best teacher, and then one day I woke up and said, that's a stupid statement, John. If experience was the best teacher, then as everybody got older, everybody get better. And yet I know a lot of people, they're getting older and they're not getting better. And so I stop and I say, okay, it's not the experience that's the best teacher, it's evaluating that experience.
That's interesting.
It's, reflection turns experience into insight. We get good at that by understanding that experience isn't enough. The point being is that after every experience, I have to pull away. And I have to ask myself, okay, what did I learn from that? If I don't stop and reflect and evaluate out of that experience, I will do the same thing next time. And that's not what is where the growth is. The growth is always in learning and evaluating. And not only evaluating, but learning is overrated unless you improve. So I mean, it's more than what did I just learn out of that? What do I do out of that I improve my life? I think that's a big miss also. I think character mainly is developed out of adversity. I know in my life, it's been in my failures that I've discovered myself. And it's been in my failures I've discovered things that I really probably do well. But it's also been in my failures things that I've discovered about myself that
Is it just discovery though, or is it like, can you build your character?
Oh, I think you build it off of it, but I think you have to discover first. I think awareness is always on the front end. You can't grow yourself if you don't know yourself. So I think awareness is huge. You have to be aware of yourself. Strengths, weaknesses, the whole deal. And once you're aware of yourself, then you have to take your giftedness and maximize your strengths, and then you have to make the right choices. But awareness is on the front end, and we don't hear a lot about awareness.
How can you develop awareness?
Well, first of all, I think you need other people's help. I hear people all the time say, well, I think I'm very self-aware, and I always get amused with that because we're not. We all have blind spots. I have blind spots. So if there's any self-awareness from me, it's because I've had somebody speak into my life. And one more thing on character, okay? I was having an interview with a major CEO of a large software company. And so I asked him, I said, talk to me about your failures like I do in my learning lunches. This was on an executive circle call where I was on the phone and other executives were listening in. So I said, talk to me about your failures. I said, what would you like to go in your life and do over? Get the do-over. So what's your top do-over? And he said something very interesting to me. He said, well, I've had failures and I've had a lot of mistakes, made some wrong decisions, but I don't think I want to do any of them over. And I said, you're kidding me. You mean if you could go back and correct a failure or mistake, you wouldn't want to go back and correct it? He said, no. He said, the lessons I learned out of my failures probably are a lot more valuable than if I'd have just made a successful decision and moved on. He said, who I am today is based upon not having do-overs and learning out of my adversity and difficulty and struggles and darkness. And I thought it was a fantastic answer. It really talked to me a lot. And I thought to myself, I think that's a perfect example of leaders building character out of their failure and out of their adversity.